Hi angels, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be a vintage Coach bag video. Today I wanted to talk about 5 of your favorite colors for vintage Coach. What are your 5 favorite colors, or what is one of your favorite colors for vintage Coach? If you want to talk about vintage Coach bags, then come on aboard, join the channel, give me a like, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more videos on vintage Coach. So let's go ahead, let's jump right in. And without taking up too much of your time, let's go ahead and talk about these colors. So today I have 5 colors that I want to talk about. Let's just line them up. Let's line them up and then we'll talk about them. So I have 2 colors right here, the green, and this is the bottle green or the forest green, the lovely red. Then we have British tan, as well as mahogany. We have mahogany, and then we have also tobacco. So we have these 5 lovely colors for vintage Coach, and we're going to be talking about them today. The green, the red, the British tan, the mahogany, and the tobacco. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's jump right in. So I have to say that out of my handbag collection, right now as it stands, these are my 5 favorite colors for vintage Coach. Of course, I like black. We all like the black. I love the black vintage Coach bags. Out of the colors that I have right now, I have to say that these are my 5 favorite. I will say that there is another color that is not represented here today that I really do enjoy in my vintage Coach handbags, and that would be none other than the lovely gray. When I was younger, I had a gray prairie bag, and I absolutely love that gray prairie bag. I've also had a gray Willis bag, and to my regret, I ended up letting that bag go out of my collection. I don't know what I was thinking. I went ahead and I sold it, and I really regret selling that gray Willis Coach, because I love all the colors, don't get me wrong, and I do have the Willis again in several different colors. I have it in the British tan and black, but that gray one that I had was just it was so beautiful, and it reminded me so much of the prairie bag that I had when I was growing up. So I'm very remorseful about selling the gray Willis bag, even though I was able to acquire it and get it in my collection several times again. So I will in the future go ahead and add another gray bag to my collection. Even if it's not a Willis, I just want another gray vintage Coach bag, because that is a very beautiful color for vintage Coach in my opinion. So talking about these colors right here, I have to say that of course, in addition to like me talking about the black and how much I love the black ones just are like butter. Their luster just shines. I do love the mahogany color brown ones. I have a mahogany stewardess, as well as this lovely Taft bag in the lovely mahogany color, which is so beautiful for vintage Coach. So I absolutely love this one as well. And this is what this one looks like in this beautiful brown color. So pretty. And then as well, I absolutely love the reds. My very first vintage Coach bag, you guys know it, you've heard me talk about it many times on my channel, was a red dinky. I love the reds. I will say that I'm very careful with the reds. I do wear all black. I wear a lot of all black, so it doesn't really do a lot of color transfer on my clothing now. But when I was younger and I wore the Coach bags, the red leather vintage Coach bags, I would get color transfer on my blue jeans or on my white pants. So that friction when you're carrying the bag will rub, and the red color, the dye that they used, will rub off on your clothing. So, you know, just be very leery and be careful with that with the vintage Coach red bags. But right now, since I'm all black, you know, I wear all black, it doesn't bother me. I can rock these red vintage Coach bags, and I have several of them. I think a duffel, a scooter bag, just several others that I have in the red in addition to this quart, and I enjoy the red color in my collection, along with the fact that some of the lines that Coach put out, like the Sonoma and the Berkeley, have different shades of red in the red color in the dye. So, you know, there's going to be different variations to the vintage Coach red, but I absolutely love the red bags as well in vintage Coach. Next, we might as well talk about the British tan. We have to talk about the lovely British tan in Coach. The reason I love the British tan so much, I think, is because growing up, a lot of my Coach bags were in the lovely British tan color. Growing up, I had a City bag that was in British tan. I've had several bags that was in the lovely British tan color. So British tan is a very lovely color for vintage Coach as well. So I absolutely love the British tan color. It's so caramel, it's so beautiful, and I absolutely love it. So that is a beautiful color as well. The next color that I wanted to talk about was none other than the Tabac. This is my first Tabac vintage Coach bag, and I felt like I hit the jackpot with this one, you guys. This large Rambler is the first Tabac color vintage Coach bag that I have. I've seen them, you know, when I was growing up. I remember seeing the Dinky in the Tabac, and I do have a Dinky in a putty color, but it's vintage, and even though I still have that bag in my collection, it's not one of my favorites. I really don't use it because it has spots. Sometimes some of the older vintage Coach bags will get spots on the putty or the lighter color bags that I refer to as measles. I call them measles. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and grab that bag so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, you guys, so I'm back, and I went ahead and I grabbed the bag that I was talking about. So this is the other vintage Coach bag in my collection that I have that is in a putty or a Tabac color. It's a little lighter, so it's in a putty color or another color for Coach, but this one isn't a favorite of mine because I don't like painting my vintage Coach bags, and I've tried to help this bag as much as I can, and there really isn't much that you can do because it has some spotting on it, and it might not show up on camera, but it does have some spotting and some wear to it that won't come out. So for that reason, I have to admit, I really don't give this bag a lot of love in my collection, but she is really cute. She just has what I call spotting or measles on her, but she is still a very, very cute Coach bag. So this is the other one. But I do enjoy and give my Rambler in the Tabac color a lot of love. I absolutely love this color for vintage Coach. This is in the lovely Tabac color. And like I said, because I don't really use the other bag, I really only consider this one as my only Tabac color bag. This one, to the contrary, is just so luxurious. The luster on this bag is amazing. And I do have the straps tucked away on these bags just so they wouldn't get in the way in the video. I wanted to be able to handle the bags a little bit more better, so I tucked the straps away. But look at all that beautiful soft leather on the underside of this bag. So I absolutely love the Rambler in this Tabac color. I was so happy to add this color to my collection. And then so the last and final color that I want to talk about that is one of my favorite for vintage Coach is none other than the bottle green. The bottle green or the forest green or whatever color you want to call it. I absolutely love the green for vintage Coach. This is my vintage Coach duffel sack, and I absolutely love it in this color. The green is just so beautiful, and it looks just as luxurious as the black. On camera, I hope she looks green and not black. I hope she's coming up true to color, and that you can see that she is really a green color, because sometimes the darker colors tend to look black on camera. But this is my lovely duffel sack, style number 9085, in the beautiful green color. And I love all the greens that Coach made, the forest green, the bottle green, all of the different green colors. So I hope you enjoyed this video talking about different colors for vintage Coach. Comment down below. Let me know what color is your favorite color for vintage Coach bag. Is it green? Is it mahogany? Is it red? Is it Tabac? Is it British tan? Comment down below. Let me know what color would be your favorite color for vintage Coach. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe on my channel, and I'll see you again soon in another video.